Among the fourth-class staff, our senior-most employee, popularly known as Gurung, finally retired a few days ago at the end of March 2010 due to his failing eyesight. It is these pillars of the school who will remain legends of their time and who will always be fondly remembered by all those who have passed through the portals of this ever-growing institution. A land to open a second model common school was bought in Premnagar in the year 1981, and construction started immediately. The buildings at present house over 200 residential students and as well as 700 day scholars. The school is today considered as one of the best in Dehradun and offers most of the modern amenities. It is under the able guidance of Mr. and Mrs. Arun Kumar. In the month of November 1986, I was appointed the principal of Carman School, Dehradun. In the year 1985, Mrs. Sabarwal was appointed the first principal of Carman School, Shampur, Premnagar. And then a few years later, Mrs. Jennifer Kumar took over the reins in the year 1989. It was June 1989 again when Carman School, Dehradun, got its no objection certificate from the Uttar Pradesh government, which was closely followed by the school's affiliation to the Council for ICSE. As such, our first batch of children of class 10 passed out in the year 1991. Subsequently, in the year 1995, we were successful in getting our affiliation to the Council for ISCE, New Delhi. Hence, our first batch of class 12 students passed out in the year 1997. It was also in the year 1990 that Carman shifted its premises from Nabha House on EC Road to its present location. I must inform all present here this evening that we shifted in the month of December within a period of 15 days, literally lock, stock and barrel, while at the same time never closing school even for a day. Can you imagine the mammoth task of shifting the boys' hostel to Premnagar, getting the dormitories renovated and made suitable for classes to be held, and at the same time shifting every bit of furniture, etc. from Nabha House to the two premises situated in Premnagar and here at Curzon Road. All this with the help of each and every staff, student, servant, some very close friends, without missing a single day of teaching. This is only one of the many occasions that proves the age-old saying which my father and I hold very dear. In fact, you will find it clearly displayed in prominent places in our house and in our offices. The words are, I may not be much, but God and I are more than a match for anything that can assail us. It is the Almighty's presence that has always guided us, and I pray will always be there for those who are associated with us and our loved ones. I take this opportunity to thank the members of the board, past and present, for their invaluable opinions and help rendered to me in all school matters. I also thank the many principals of schools in and around Dehradun, especially Mr. and Mrs. R.V. Gardner, Mr. P.S. Kalra, Mr. and Mrs. Arun Kumar, for all that they have done for us and are doing for our institution. The many doctors, please note, especially Dr. Hari Singh Maini and late Dr. Nandwani, Senior Nandwani, as well as late Dr. Luthra, late Senior Dr. Mrs. Dheer, Dr. Kalhan, Dr. Sabarwal, Dr. R.N. Singh, Dr. and Mrs. Arun Dheer, Dr. and Mrs. Sandeep Ahuja, and a host of well-known doctors of Dehradun also deserve my gratitude for all that they have done for us over the years. Thanks to them and to the selfless service of the nurses in the past, as well as Ms. Beena Thapa, our school nurse at present, our school and its inmates have maintained excellent health. I am also grateful to the many staff members whose names it is next to impossible to mention at this moment, who contributed to the growth of this institution. However, I would like to specially mention a few of the old staff members who have been with us and have contributed greatly to this institution. I would like to record my appreciation, of course, for Mrs. Manju Chadda, whose services are record spanning for over 38 years and is impeccable and praiseworthy. I pray for her continued service for many more years to come. The many others whose contributions during the formative years of this institution cannot be ignored were late Mrs. Arnold and later her two daughters Jilly and Sandra Arnold, late Mrs. Hersey, late Mr. and Mrs. Palmer, Mrs. Eileen Nagy, I'm glad to see her here, Miss Stevens, Mr. Donald, Miss Nisha, Mrs. Sabharwal, Miss Madhu Kannal, and a host of many others who have been with us over the years also merit my gratitude. Due to shortage of time, it is impossible for me to read out the many names of staff members who have come and gone. However, our prayers are with them. I would also like to record my appreciation for all the fourth-class servants that have assisted this institution over the years. The more prominent ones have been late Hoshiar Singh Ji, late Shri Anand Singh Ji, Om Prakash Kuki, who only till lately was working with us, Har Prasad Mali Ji, who is retired and now settled in his village, and our beloved Gurum driver, who has been the last to retire, as I mentioned earlier, only in the month of March, a few days ago. And last but not the least, I would like to thank Mr. Arun Kumar and Mrs. Susan Mann for standing by the side of their spouses and for helping us achieve the goals that both Jennifer and myself have set. Before I close, may I request you all to please stand and applaud a very special person whose presence and selfless service over the years has resulted in this milestone in the history of Carman School. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. May I request you to put your hands together as I present to you the backbone and the mother to many. I use the word mother to many, Mrs. Jennifer Arlene Mary Mann. Ladies and gentlemen, please give her a big hand. I will now request Mami to give a token of appreciation and love on behalf of all of us up here on stage and all those present here and the ever-growing family of Carman School to our special chief guest on this very special occasion, Bishop Saab and Mrs. Cutting. Please. Before I give you all the relief you require and I leave the stage, I am very happy to announce that Major Pandey, who is also seated here, is an old friend of my father's and has been from time to time associated with the school. And I'm very proud to say that his grandson has just joined our institution in the month of April, a few days ago. He has very kindly announced an all-rounder special rolling trophy of ₹1,000 for a class 12 child. Thank you, Major Pandey. It is very nice to know that you are with us also today. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for a very patient hearing.